Do you have questions about the military? Are you maybe a little nervous to ask them? I've probably been asked all of your questions, but I do get surprised from time to time. In this video, I'm going to talk about the frequently asked questions that I've gotten and some of the craziest ones that I've ever heard. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Team Willbob. I'm Staff Sergeant Robert Williams, a recruiter for the Washington Army National Guard. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you can get my videos in the future. The most common questions I get are, what are the requirements? Well, I'm going to do a video about that in the future, but basically you need to meet the citizenship requirements, which is citizen, green card, U.S. national, etc. Have a high school diploma or close, not too many medical issues, not too many legal issues. Now, let's dive into questions outside of requirements that I get all the time. Can you really ask my age? Yes, it is specifically codified in federal law that the military can ask your age. Actually, I'm required by law to verify your age. So if you send me a full body shot, modeling photo, and a resume saying that you graduated 45 years ago, we can talk about your age. I have a speeding ticket. Can I still join the military? Nobody cares about your one speeding ticket. I just have to document it, and that shows that you're being honest, which is a good thing. Can I join with 3 DUIs? No. Well, what if one of them was as a minor? No. Getting a DUI as a minor does not make it better. Can I go to college while in the National Guard? This is kind of a funny question to me because that's really one of the biggest things we talk about when trying to find reasons for people to join the National Guard. Yes, we encourage you to go to college. We want you to go to college, and we want to pay for your college. Can I join from another country? So those requirements I mentioned earlier, no matter where you live, it doesn't matter if you're 2 minutes from the MEPS in Seattle, by me, you still have to meet all of those requirements. If you can't meet those, you're not going to join. If you can meet those and you live in another country, we might be able to work something out. There are MEPS in places like Korea and Japan, where there are large amounts of Americans who have children who might be able to join or join themselves. But you have to be able to actually physically go to one of the military entrance processing stations to join. The only exception would be a mobile MEPS that goes to places like Guam or other U.S. protectorates. Isn't the Guard for juveniles and people that aren't going anywhere in life? This is really a question you get for any military service. No, this is absolutely not true. Yes, we do primarily recruit younger people, but that's because their paperwork is a lot easier and they're much more likely than someone my age, a little north of 30, to be able to actually pass the physical. But also, I'm a rocket scientist. I have a lot going on in my life. So no, that part's absolutely untrue. How soon can I ship? Well, most of the time you ship about 1 to 3 months after you join. Do I have to go to training? Unless you're prior service and going back into the exact same job, yes, of course you have to go to training. If you've never been in the military before, you have to go to basic training. Is training all in this state? No. You have to go to basic training just like the regular Army and the reserves, and that's at one of 4 bases in another part of the country, and then your individual job training is in other parts of the country. Can I join during whatever time of the year? Now, this is one of the ones where people get confused between joining and shipping to training. Every time I've been asked this, people are talking about when they ship to training. Like, they don't want to go to Georgia in July. And I get that. It's hot. You'll be fine, but I get it. So you're not going to ship out right after you join. It's, like I said a minute ago, gonna be a few months. So the best thing to do is to join now, and then you can pick within reason when you're gonna ship. Can my family go with me to basic training? No. Nobody goes with you to basic training, and almost none of the jobs your individual training can your family go to. There are a few, because they're so long, you can bring your family along, but those are kind of hard to get. And if you're interested in those, we can definitely talk about them because they're really cool jobs. Does the Guard deploy? Yes, absolutely. We are part of the Army. Our primary job is to be within the state or within the US and help out with emergencies, but we do definitely deploy overseas. One of the things you should know about that is that we don't go over very often. It's generally about once every 5 years that's your unit's turn, and that's just where you are in your training cycle. And if the Army has a mission that would fit well with your unit, you might go. You might not. I've been in for over 12 years and I've never deployed. Another thing to note is that 2/3 of deployment are what's called non-combat deployments. So those are to places like Europe, Korea, and what you're largely going to be doing is either some sort of support mission, or you're going to be training other militaries in those countries. Great missions, I highly recommend them, and you absolutely can deploy by volunteering. You're the Coast Guard, right? Nope. We are the National Guard, and we stay on land. Do I qualify for whatever job? Generally, I get this question at the beginning of a meeting, and we haven't taken sort of any aptitude test. You have to take at least the practice test before we can talk about really what jobs you qualify for. Can I take the ASVAB in another language? No. You have to be able to read, write, and speak in English to be able to function in the military. Now, sometimes if everybody in your unit speaks another language like German or whatever, you can function as work in that language. But if there's anybody who doesn't understand, you have to be able to revert back to English. Can you help me get my high school diploma or GED? I can't help you do the work, but I can absolutely coordinate with you to get to a program that does provide those things and get you the information and the contact info to do that. Is 50 a bad score on the ASVAB? No, it's literally the average. The ASVAB is not like your grades in school, it's percentile based. Anything above a 31, you can join. So that's a good score, is 31 or higher. Is 23 too old? No. I've gotten this question more than once. Low 20s. You can be able to join as long as you have not hit your 35th birthday yet. And you can also possibly get an exception to that policy up to before your 40th birthday. Why can't I join with an ADA condition like being blind or being deaf? Yes, I know people in resistances during wars in the past have occasionally had certain disabilities. That's not a regular Army. We have to make sure you are not going to be in danger more than the regular job, and you're not going to be putting your comrades in danger more than normal because of your extra issues that you've got. Why can I not join while taking medications? Same kind of thing. We operate in an austere environment, which means out in the middle of nowhere, not access to regular things like running water sometimes. So if we can't get stuff to you that you need to function, you are not going to be able to join because it's just not safe for you. It's not safe for the people with whom you work. Can I join right now the way I am, or do I have to lose weight? We do absolutely have standards. You have to be able to either be below the maximum or above the minimum. Yes, there are people who cannot join because they don't weigh enough, but you can also go with a BMI test. So if you are under whatever your age group and your gender allows, you can join. But if you're over, you got to lose that weight, and we can help you with that. My family member with 9 different massive allergies joined. Why can't I? Well, first of all, they didn't join with 9 massive allergies. They might have developed them at the very end of their career. Once they got out, they might have had those. But if you have one allergy that causes anaphylaxis, that's a danger. We can't have you out in the middle of nowhere needing an EpiPen. It's just not safe for you. But there are some waivers, but we got to make sure you're safe. That's what we care about. Oh, you wanted to know all of my criminal charges, not just 1/8 of them? Yes. If you've been arrested 20 times, tell me about all of them, not just, the smallest one. I have to know all those to be able to see if you really are eligible. If you've got 4 DUIs, 4 MIPs, even if half of those got dismissed, you're probably not going to be able to join because that's a pattern of behavior. How do I get promoted? This is a rather complicated issue, and I've got a video that you can watch about it. But the easiest way to get promoted before you leave is either already come in at a higher pay grade because you had school or an Eagle Scout, etc., or refer somebody else to join. Can I join with the green card, work permit, or on DACA? Right now, you have to meet the specific citizenship requirements of at least a green card. Just a work permit or DACA, currently, no, you're not able to join. I have a degree in X major. Do I still have to take the ASVAB? Yes, absolutely. Everybody takes the ASVAB when they enlist. Though if you have a bachelor's degree, you're significantly more likely to pass and qualify for those other jobs. Where do I send my resume? We don't use resumes when you enlist in the military, so you don't need to send those. Can you help me learn better English? We can work with you before you try and take the test. Yes, absolutely. I love teaching people. It's fun. We also have a specific program that is offered just the first half of the year called FLERI, where if English is not your first language and you didn't quite score all the way up to that 31, that you might be able to go get paid by us to learn English. And then at the end, you retake the ASVAB and you're able to pick a job. Great program. Can I join if I am LGBTQ? Yes, absolutely. It's been about 10 years since you've been able to join. Come on down. Can I join if I'm transgender? Yes, with caveats. The basic answer, short answer, would be as long as you can pass the medical exam, yeah, you can join. Can I move or transfer to another state? Yes, absolutely. There's somebody in every state who that's their whole job is just to coordinate the transfers between the state. Federal law requires in most situations that we allow you to transfer. Do I get a bonus? Well, if that's the first question or one of the first questions you're asking me, we really need to sit down and have a different chat about why you're here. But after you've taken the aptitude test, we can talk about if you might be eligible for a bonus. And those are only if generally you get above 50 on the ASVAB and you go into specific jobs that are more needed. Why should I join the National Guard? Everybody's got a different reason that they want to join or why it's good for you. And that's what we figure out when we sit down and talk. Why are you here? What is good about this for you? Again, as I said in a different video, if going active duty would be better for you, I will tell you. Do I have to shave? Yes, guys, you got to shave, no beards. If this is your second drill, you absolutely know you have to shave. What's the difference between the National Guard and the Army? Kind of like the difference between a square and a rectangle. We are part of the Army, but not everybody in the Army is in the National Guard. we are what's called a reserve component. So we generally work part-time and have different overall specific missions, but we can still do all of the same things as active duty. Are you recruiting people just to enlist, or can you hire for civilian positions? No, I am only here to enlist people. I cannot put you in any sort of civilian position. Do I get paid? Yeah, it's a job. Of course you get paid. Do I have to pay for my flight to training? Do I have to pay for my food at training? Do I have to rent an apartment at training? We pay for everything while you are in training, okay? We pay for the flight there. We pay for your hotel before you leave. We pay for your food in the airports. We provide you food when you are in training. We provide you a place to leave. If you are at one of those longer trainings and you live off base with your spouse and kids, we will give you housing money to be able to rent. So we still pay for everything. What are the hours? What's the hourly wage? This is a salary job. This is a career. There's no hourly wage in the military. We have kind of random hours sometimes. When you go to basic training, you're working generally 12 hours a day, 6 or 7 days a week. When you're at drill, your weekends, you might be working a 7 or 8 hour day. You might be working a 12-hour day because you're out in the field playing in the dirt or whatever you're going to do for your unit. What you should really be looking at is what's called a benefits package. So this is your salary, your healthcare benefits, your educational benefits, your travel perks. And when I say travel perks, I don't just mean we're going to send you to training or we're going to send you to Europe or whatever. You can get, when COVID goes away, free flights on military aircraft sometimes. You get discounts on places like Disneyland, hotels in Hawaii, etc. You got to look at your overall, what you get out of us, not just what you get for an individual hour at a time. Okay, so now that we've gotten all those normal questions out of the way, let's dive into the crazy ones. Can you take the ASVAB for me? No, I don't. No, you have to take the ASVAB yourself. I'm not the one joining. You are. We kind of frown a lot upon cheating, so no. Can you come to my preliminary hearing and tell the judge that I'll join the military if he lets me out? No. One, if I've never spoken to you, this is a really weird question. Two, please don't call me from jail. You actually have to sign a document saying that no judge told you that you would get let out of a crime by joining the military. It's no longer legal. Or custody hearings, civilian court. We cannot go with you to court. That's like a I get fired kind of thing. So please don't ask me that. When can I take my next ASVAB? On another phone from jail. Seriously, please don't drink and drive. Why do officers get to be in charge just because they went to college? Okay, man. This was a question when I was in basic training, third week in from a brand new E1, barely graduated high school. Officers have a bachelor's degree. They spent 4 years doing the stuff that you just spent 3 weeks doing. Come on, man. Here's a really weird one that I've been asked in an interview in my office, but also like random places on the street. Is it true that when you join the National Guard, you sign a contract that says you will fire on innocent civilians? No. No, we're not firing on innocent civilians. The only time we do anything is when we need to protect people, okay? And if we're going to protect ourselves, we're going to protect somebody else. No craziness. Come Can you put me in the Navy? No, that's not how any of this works. I would understand this if people meant the Coast Guard, but when I've been asked that, they knew the difference between the Coast Guard and the Navy. They just thought that I recruited for every branch. No, I only recruit for the Army National Guard. Okay, we're not a combined Army Navy. That never really worked out well for anybody. Lastly, should I lie? I cannot tell you to lie. We want you to be honest. The only thing I can do is help you answer questions correctly, such as, well, I had a zit when I was 16. Do I have to say yes to acne? No. We're looking for things like, did you take medication for acne? Are you currently on medication for acne? The only thing I can really do is clarify what the questions mean, because sometimes they're a little ambiguous. All right, everybody. Those are a lot of questions. I hope you found value in those and some humor in the last few crazy ones. So thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel, TeamWillbob, and hearing about frequently asked questions and crazy questions. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button if you've not already done so. If you want to contact me or ask a question, you can do so in the comments section, or you can send me a text, WhatsApp message, Facebook, or Instagram message. So thanks for your time. Have a great day.